rightly quoted by Pele, success is no accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love what you're doing. Hi friends, today we are going to meet an young IT entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur in our show Crossroads. When we say about Goa, mostly that comes to our mind is tourist destination. It always gives a relaxed mind setup for vacations. But that's not its limit. Probably when we deeply think about it, we can see startups thriving its way despite its odds, all the other things. So, the company Deeper in Goa has started with five different people who have come together to start the company, which are basically for designing and developing apps or the website for the startups. And they became an entrepreneur, and now they got 50 people in their company, and around they are spread across three countries, that's in Toronto, London and Goa. It speaks about really the success story of them. In a short span of around 3 years, they've succeeded with this limit. And we have with us from there Mr. Joshua Silvera from Deeper, Goa, who is actually a young, successful entrepreneur, possessing versatile skills, I would say, because he was a student of psychology, entered into arts in advertising and public relations, and now he is a successful IT entrepreneur, I would say. We are pleased to welcome you, Mr. Joshua.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome. And can you just briefly introduce about your company that you have started earlier?
Okay. So basically, I'm one of the co-founders of Deeper. As ma'am mentioned earlier, we are a web development and design startup in Goa, situated out of Panjim. As mentioned, we have our offices in Toronto and in London as well. We are just 2.5 years old.
I have mentioned more, I think. Okay.
Yeah, 2.5 years old actually. We'll be completing 3 years in October this year. And we have around 50 people globally. In Goa itself, we have around 40 of us in Goa.
Okay.
And in offices in Toronto and London, we have the rest.
Mm-hmm. Where it started first?
The idea was born in Toronto, in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of our co-founders, Chris, and our main founder, Luke Sequeira, came up with the idea in Toronto. He came down to Goa and he sat with a few of the other co-founders, Aprup Sheth and Castiano Pereira. They sat together and then they decided to bring this concept of IT startup in Goa.
Yeah.
I actually joined in after this idea was formed. I joined in not as the position I am in right now, but I actually joined in as a content writer actually for him.
So because you're from that background.
Yeah, I was from that background. So like as you mentioned, I have a psychology degree in bachelor's and my master's in advertising and public relations. Yeah. So I joined as a content writer, and I really had a passion for coding, for development, for websites, website development. So I basically just started fixing the website which I was writing content for.
Okay.
There were a lot
so you have started developing website simultaneously when we are doing it.
Yeah, when I was doing content. I started like fixing the website, I started coding. And I think that's from where the entire idea of developing in Goa. The idea
you do development?
Yes, do development as well. The entire idea of development, the entire idea of project managing sites for our clients, stuff like that. Like it just was born from there.
Your designing of your website was really amazing because it's simple and so nice. It was like so we were actually very shy. We were like so amazed to see such a wonderful site actually.
I think that too would be
and your content was also really awesome. That you all are co-founders for the startups and you are calling yourself entrepreneurs for the clients.
Yeah, so basically what we do is we work with a number of startups. We prefer working with startups rather than larger corporates, just because we like the game of startups, basically. It's very interesting. It's very challenging. Basically, like we have new challenges every time we have a new client. So we like working with startups. coming to the design of our site,
yes.
I think that is owed to our other co-founder who's in London, Hannah Bain.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like an amazing designer, basically.
Oh,
she joined our team just a few months after this concept was born, basically. And she joined in, and like she has an amazing sense of design and the way she does things. We also happened to stumble upon really good Goan talent. Like the entire site, basically the deeper site, was actually designed by a Goan, actually. Yeah, and it was reviewed by Hannah and stuff. And yeah, so
even the content was done by them.
Content was done more by Luke and yeah, these guys. But yeah, so basically we were just like really fortunate, I would say, to stumble upon really good Goan talent as well over here.
Okay, and so you're feeling good that your business is good right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're satisfied with the growth of your company.
Yes, that's why. Like, I know there are a lot of areas which I feel our company can really grow, and I believe like the startup game is all about change. It's all about finding those small errors, the small faults in whatever you do, whichever process. It can be development process, it can be design process, it can be project management, like finding those small faults and just keeping on improving it. Like the whole startup game is not something that, like you say, okay fine, this is what we have found and this is what works, this is going to work forever. Like every month you have to keep improving, have to keep changing, have to keep updating, because technology is like that, like
changing. That's really fast. True. Like so what's this basically, this concept called startups?
Okay.
Or this is only related to IT, or it's a general concept?
No. Startups is basically a general concept. It can be used for IT, it can be used for any industry, so to say. Basically, startups is more of a term used for companies that have just been formed and that are just coming up or that are just growing.
Okay.
So a startup can be in its in the startup phase for even a few years, until and unless it has actually got a sizable amount of money coming in, flow, so until it is actually established and it becomes a proper corporate. But startups are mostly a general term.
Who are the general investors like to start up? Because you all have raised to $180,000. We've seen.
$180,000 is for Fleet Rover.
Yes,
that's
Fleet
actually
Rover.
Another company. So to give you a brief of Fleet Rover, Fleet Rover was a product which came into Deeper.
Okay.
So it was one of the products we were working on Deeper, in Deeper, sorry. And during this time, we just built an amazing product, and we saw that it can actually go out and form its own company on its own. So that's when we moved Fleet Rover from being a product of Deeper to a separate company. Yeah. So
it was basically a system.
Yeah, it was basically a product. Of Deeper.
Okay. It was meant for fleet management.
Yeah, it is meant for fleet management.
Okay.
So Fleet Rover went on and it collected, it became like a whole company, and then that's where we got the investment in for Fleet Rover. Deeper, on the other hand, interesting, is not funded at all. Deeper is bootstrapped. Yeah, it's just bootstrapped, and like we were getting in money from the clients and we were funding our own expenses. So till today we have not got any investment in for Deeper.
So you're managing on your own.
Yeah, we are self-funded.
Okay. Now what drives you into this particular field? Because prior to that you have some other experience. Can you share with us, and what made you to come into this?
To be honest, actually, I feel like even for whoever, like whatever drives you is basically like your passion to do something.
Yes.
Even though I have a psychology background and an advertising background, I really had this passion for websites, for coding, for developing, for stuff like that. Like I really was very, focused on the computer side of things. I think I owe it to my dad, because my dad was a computer technician actually.
Oh, no wonder I think you landed up there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So basically, like my dad was a computer technician, so I really liked computers and
because you have some media experience, no?
Yeah, I have a little bit of advertising and PR was all the media experience like I had.
Prudent, you have worked at?
I worked at Prudent, for an internship for 1 month actually. 1 or 2 months, yeah.
That was on which media? It was on.
It was actually more of a research. I was actually put on research actually. I had to go to a bunch of advertising companies and get information from them. but like I think I really had the drive and the passion to get into the tech field.
Okay.
Even though I had another background altogether. The things that like I really enjoyed psychology, that's why I took up the field.
Okay.
But I think like even though people say that, oh, you know, what you have studied has gone waste.
Yes.
I really honestly don't feel it has gone waste at all, because like I hire a lot of people, a lot of local talent. I think my background in psychology has really come in handy.
Even to convince clients.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
okay.
Yes, it helps me in all my dealings basically on how we even manage the company, how I manage the people under us,
especially human resources.
Yes,
okay.
Especially human resources.
So yeah, because you need to work with team.
Yes.
Then you need to convince the team members
exactly,
also.
Yeah. Okay. So the way we convey their thinking, how they think and stuff, it has really helped me. Okay. So like I feel like whoever has a drive to do anything, you can do whatever you want, no matter what your background.
That's exactly
really
we got you, because your success story is really good and wonderful for our audience to think about also. Because even you can come from different backgrounds.
Yes, you
can. And whatever is your passion will one day be really a success story.